I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never, ever, 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 ever gonna happen. I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never, ever, 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 ever gonna happen. I don't think so. No, 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 no. Maybe someday you'll have it your way. Maybe someday it'll all work out. Until then, nope, a nope, a nope, a nope, definitely nope, a nope, nope, a nope. Probably never, ever, 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 ever gonna happen. Oh no.
Welcome to Revive Hi-Fi Canada. Hello, and welcome to our latest episode with the Bowers and Wilkins DM303. That is the domestic monitor, I believe. 303 bookshelf speakers, and yeah, I gotta say right off the top, these are pretty good. I was gonna call them a keeper, but you know, they're good, and there's some parts of them that I don't totally enjoy compared to some other speakers that we've called keepers on the channel. So let's dive right into this. First, we'll talk about the build quality. The build quality is pretty decent. It's a braced box, but there is some hollowness there. If you knock on them, it's not overly, it's braced, but it's not. There are parts where when you move your knuckle to different parts, I know it's kind of crude, but there is a tiny bit of hollowness there. The actual cabinet is vinyl wrapped. It's got really good connectors at the back. It's got 5-way binding posts. It's a rear ported speaker. So you don't want to get them too close to the back wall. In here we've got about 6 inches between them and the back wall. If you need more bass reinforcement, you might want to go closer. It's got a nice rubberized kind of material on the front, and I know this on some of this these Bowers and Wilkins that come from, I believe these are the 1990s or early 2000s time periods, that they have this kind of rubberized plastic front on them, and it's quite nice, I would say. They don't have magnetic grills, they have grill pegs. As you know, I really am fond of magnetic grills and wish that all speakers had magnetic grills on them. So the tweeter, I think, is a metal dome type of tweeter. I'm not sure if it's aluminum. I'm not sure about which metal it is. It's about 1 inch, 25 millimeters. It has a woofer. It's 6-inch woofer that's made of it looks like Kevlar, like on some of the other Bowers and Wilkins speakers, but it's not. It's called a glass fiber type of woofer, and it's not bad. It's got an impedance of 8 ohms. It's pretty easy to drive. It's got an 88 dB sensitivity, and it has a frequency response plus or minus 3 dB from 52 to 30,000 hertz, which is pretty much what I feel it has. It's got all that 50 hertz. It goes pretty good. It goes pretty low, and that's probably because it's got a 6-inch woofer. It's about 13 inches tall, 7 inches wide, 9 inches deep. So it's got some good volume to it. It has some weight to it too. They weigh about 10 to 12 pounds each, somewhere around there, maybe 11 pounds, I would imagine. They are great speakers, I would say. And I'm saying that with a grain of salt. The reason why is that we can first talk about the highs. The highs, you hear everything. Like it's got a lot of detail, especially since these are kind of more entry-level Bowers and Wilkins. They are made in the UK, so they're pretty nice speakers. I would say the highs are not as polite as some of the others. Like I reviewed the DM303-S2, and those had I believe had a version of what are called the Nautilus. I don't know a ton about this. Nautilus type tweeters on those from Bowers and Wilkins, and those were so smooth. These I would not put these in the same category as those. These, when the music gets a bit more high pitched, you can hear a little bit of sibilance in there. There's a little bit of harshness to them. That being said, it's not terrible. It definitely pulls out every detail, but it's not quite as clear as when things get a little high pitched on certain songs. I'll give you an example, like on Fleetwood Mac. I think it's Rhiannon, the song Rhiannon, where both Christine McVie and Stevie Nicks are singing, I think, in that song, and some of the voices go pretty high. I would say there is a little bit of sibilance in the speaker, so that is something to keep in mind. They're really nice looking tweeters, I would say. They're very tempting for someone to poke in. I see a lot of samples of these on the used market that have the tweeters pushed in. I'm very thankful that both my DM603 and the DM303 don't have my tweeters pushed in. And the woofer, the mids, I would say, mids are not as clean and not as pronounced and strong as I was expecting on these. And so I'm going to be reviewing the DM302, which is which is the predecessor, I believe, to these on a later video. And I consider those keepers. They're extremely innovative, and that's part of the reason why. But let's focus on these. So the mids are a little bit less pronounced in the 302. These are a bit more recessed in the mids and a bit more present in the highs. And the lows are pretty decent. So it's got a little bit more of a V-shaped type of sound to it, meaning that the lows and the highs are a bit more emphasized than the mids. That doesn't mean they're bad by any means. They got pretty strong bass, and they have a lot of presence in the room. So for a smaller bookshelf speaker, it's some good work here by Bowers and Wilkins. They're no slouch, and I came very close to naming these as a keeper speaker in our keeper series, but I just couldn't. The highs are where I think in some of the songs that I've played are a little bit where things can get a little bit run a little bit off the track slightly. The sound staging, they are big. They sound big, right? So they're not small. Like in today's standards, you probably would see this type of package in a 12-inch tall speaker, I would say. These are a bit taller and a bit like the box is slightly bigger, so they sound bigger. So you get a bit of a wider type of sound stage. The dispersion is pretty good. I would say I've used these as surrounds in my theater as well as kind of listening speakers in my listening room, and I was impressed. As surrounds, they do pretty well. They pick up a lot of information that's being sent to them, even though they're surround speakers. And when I'm using them as surround speakers, there's a lot of detail in the mids, even though they are recessed a little bit in the speaker. At least that's my opinion. The details, though, are all there. You can hear the details in the voices. You can hear the breath when a singer is singing. You can hear that. So they do a good job, as is expected. So by such a great speaker company like Bowers & Wilkins, I would say they're some of my favorite speakers of mine. I love my DM303. I love a lot of these companies, so I shouldn't say that. I think they're great. Bowers & Wilkins, I think a lot of speaker companies are great. Wharfdale, JBLs, I love them. So I would say my Monitor Audios I love as well. So these are right there with all of my speakers. I like them. I just sometimes when things get a little bit wild, even when used as a surround speaker, when effects get a little bit wild, I do hear a tiny bit of sibilance in the highs when I'm listening, and I don't know, it could be my amp. I don't know. I use them with a Marantz home theater amp, so it could be that. So take that for what you will. Imaging, it does a great job on imaging as well. Overall, it's just an excellent speaker, but I'm not quite there yet when I call it as a keeper, because not all the speakers I have can be keepers. I have a ton of good speakers that I review on this channel, and I would say these fall slightly short in that regard. So thank you very much for watching. These are still excellent speakers. So if you do see them on the market, I would get them if they're at an attractive price. But you know, I like tons of speakers, so definitely a good choice. So please, if you enjoy this channel, please subscribe, and see you next time on Revive Hi-Fi Canada. Thank you very much for watching.